All right, we got a little more information on Chapter 2, so let me catch you up. It drops on September 10th, and it costs $12.99 USD, or as part of the Season Pass at $24.99. Apparently, we are getting some sort of in-game event even before that. Stay tuned, I guess. But Chapter 2 comes with a paid DLC, The Lost Harvest, and a free update. The free update includes a continuation of the main story. They say Chapter 2 will be our first major content update. Embark on the next chapter of the main story following the sinister revelations at the end of Chapter 1. Explore new locations, meet new and familiar faces. So, new locations, I don't know if that means new places to travel on the overworld map or if we're just talking about new facilities to enter, but there will be new locations as part of the free update, so that's nice. Character recustomization, you'll be able to use this at Arakeen or Harco Village. New contracts, also you'll find these at Arakeen or Harco Village. More dynamic encounters in the open world. It just says new surprises await. They will probably reveal more in their upcoming live stream. I'm hopeful for this one though. It would definitely be nice to see some more activity beyond the enemy camps and what is currently in the game. New hairstyles and tattoos. New Archetype armors, so new armor sets for each of the schools. And then in the paid DLC, we have a new vehicle, the Treadwheel. So it sounds like this is basically a skin for the sandbike, so no pay to win here. It does have its own unique animations and tier upgrades, but they mention the vehicle and other cosmetics provide no material benefit over its base game counterpart. 3 Imperial testing stations. It says 3 expanded stations, not much clarity there, but hopefully they present a good challenge, because we need more difficult PvE challenges for sure. A new quest line, The Lost Harvest. This is a standalone story. It says a carryall transporting a miners guild spice harvester has been shot out of the sky, and its cargo could change everything. Your job is to find out. We get 5 base decorations. The Dune Man building pieces, doesn't specify how many. 2 armor skins, 4 weapon skins, and the Thumper emote. If you hadn't seen it, they released the roadmap for Beyond Chapter 2. The big changes that I think most people want to see is changes to the endgame. That will come in Chapter 3, early 2026, alongside another paid DLC, which will be cosmetic based. They do mention some ideas that they plan to make, but they are very much open to your suggestions. So if you want changes, join the community and speak up. It will definitely help them and help shape and form what this game is going to be. Their goal is to make the Landsrad be a solid endgame driver, so they're attempting to make major changes to that. They would also like to add more activities in addition to the shipwrecks and testing stations. There are some examples that they toss out there. These aren't promises, and like I said, they are still open to more ideas. But here's some of the things that they have said. Assassinations, treasure maps, races, construction challenges, duels, faction versus faction maps. That one sounds really interesting to me. Improved control points, scavenger hunts, temporary crafting challenges, etc. Also, they want to flesh out the overland map, so we'll likely get more places to fly around and do things beyond what is there now, whether it's from these things that I just mentioned or other things that they haven't talked about yet. The deep desert is another focus that they're going to be making big changes to. So they mentioned adding no-fly zones to help force that ground combat and to add more layouts with more variety and challenges. But their original vision is still in place. They want it to be an open sandbox area where players have to fight over spice, the most important resource in all existence. A lot of these changes are pretty major and it will take some time, so it makes sense that we won't see them until early 2026. Chapter 2 was already in development, so it's not fair to expect that kind of turnaround. Plus, to do it right, it'll take time to gather proper feedback. They are trying to make more short-term adjustments too, though, to help with a lot of the things people have been asking for. So here's a couple of the ones that they mentioned that are just going to be easier to do in a faster rate. Improved player logging, vehicle salvaging system. I know that a lot of people, in fact, this is what I noticed the most, people complaining about losing their vehicles for a lot of different reasons. We have the cobalt paste and vehicle inventories. Cobalt Paste, they actually already changed. I think they halved it, but that was already an update that they have changed or made. And then vehicle inventory, this one's interesting. So they're going to be adding a cargo container that can be carried by the carrier ornithopter, which will make the carrier useful for people who don't want to just use it for hauling the sandcrawler around. But hopefully it's able to go into the overland map so that you can carry your base from Haga Basin into the deep desert in one trip. That will be the biggest benefit of it. We really need it to be able to travel into the overland map. So hopefully they do that. Instant deep desert loot, another thing that I see a lot of people complaining about. So it's good that they're going to be changing this. Offline notifications about important events. I didn't even know this was on their radar, but it's actually a really nice thing. So basically you get notified when your power shuts off or when your taxes are due without having to log into the game. Really cool feature. I think that'd be nice to have. And the last thing I'll mention is that they did release a free trial. It's available August 20th to the 24th only. Maybe that gets extended, maybe not. Hopefully, though, because that's not a lot of time. But you will have 10 hours to play freely in Haga Basin with no restrictions. You won't be able to travel into the overland map, so you won't be able to get to the deep desert, but your character and your backpack and all the items in your inventory will transfer over if you do buy the game.